Having a budget and a payday routine is the best thing that I've done for my finances. August payday was yesterday, so let's go through how I budget my wage. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Laura, and on this channel I am talking about how I am leveling up my financial well-being. I will say that the last month has been probably one of the most expensive months I've had for a while. I will go into more detail when we get to my spending pots, so we'll just budget for now. The good thing is that we've had our back pay for the NHS, so I've got a little bit extra to play with this month to help top those pots back up, and I think I've needed it. Without it, I think I might have struggled a little bit. So let's get into it. I'm just going to zoom you in a little bit. So I have, before I get into it, I do want to just mention something. So it says budget 2025 here and budget 2024 there. I hadn't moved this over. I hide all of my previous months in here because you don't need to see like over a year's worth of budgeting when I'm just talking through 1 month. So that's why it says budget 2024 in my videos. It's amazing like the details that people pick up on that I've completely missed. So yeah, interesting. It's not my 2024 budget, it's just because of where the title is for 2024, if that makes sense. But this is September 2025. Yeah. So I've already put some details in. So I've already got my opening balance the day before I got paid. That was £8.57. This is slowly dwindling. I don't know where that money is going. I need to figure out, because I always leave £100 in. This month has been more of an expensive month, so it's easy to see why that would have disappeared. But yeah, it's something that I definitely need to keep an eye on. So as I did mention, my income has been slightly higher this month. So usually it sits at around 2,165. August's was a little bit more just because I had some mileage claims to put in, but September has been where the back pay has been added on. So I was paid £2,467.81, which is really good, leaving me with a payday balance of £2,476.38. I like to do it like that because I like to see what I've got to start with rather than it just being my income. For example, the month previous I was in my overdraft, so it's good to just be able to pull that back. I know some of you will be more overdrawn than I am. I know I used to live in my overdraft and never get out of it, so that calculation has been on there since then. I am going to be sharing this budget spreadsheet, so I'll keep it like that just so you can kind of see what your balance is when you've been paid. So then I like to go through my fixed costs. So these are costs that don't change, that are kind of my living expenses that I can't cancel. Netflix is on there, but that's just because I share it with my partner and all of the money for these come out of the joint bill account. Obviously Netflix isn't a necessity, it's nice to have, but I'm not going to get rid of it anytime soon. So I'm just going to copy all of these over because they are the same as last month. Nothing has gone up, thankfully, although I have seen something going around that I think is gas and electric going to go up, I think. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I do want to say as well that this is just 50% of the bills. This is my half. I know a few people have questioned it, asking how my council tax is £80, but it's not, it's like £160. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. Also, our shopping, so our food shop is on there. We'll put £200 in each, so that gives us £400 for the month. Sometimes that isn't enough and we do need to add a little bit more in. We could definitely be a bit more sensible with our shopping rather than just picking stuff up here and there when we need stuff. Do need to get better at doing just like one big shop a week, and then it being tough if we haven't got everything that we need. But yeah, it's been working for now. It's something that we maybe do need to look at going forward, if I'm completely honest. So moving on, these are my personal fixed costs, so things that I have to pay for, so stuff for the dog, my phone, and my car is on there. This is the car payment for my car. I pay everything else annually, so my insurance and stuff is paid every 12 months because it just works out a little bit cheaper if you do it that way. I reckon that my pet insurance might go up as well in October because we have had a few claims this year for the dog. Then once I've done all of those, I move on to my subscriptions. I do have subscriptions totaling with my fixed costs at the bottom. That's just because they are the same every month. Obviously, I don't need an Audible subscription or a Strava subscription, the things that are nice to have. I can currently afford to have them, so I have no plan of getting rid of them, but if I needed to cut back, this would be the place that I would come to first for that. I'm just going to copy all of this over as well. So my fixed costs is the same as it has been for the last 2 months, which is £1,367.13. As you'll see as well at the bottom of the spreadsheet, I've got like what I've spent and what's left. So I've got £1,109 to move between my spending and my saving and investments, which is really good. I always put £50 a month in a free trade. This is for my stocks and shares ISA. I do want to increase this at some point. I need to look into it. I need to look at how much I've got left of my ISA allowance for this year before I up that, because I've been lucky enough to have a slight windfall that's gone straight into my savings, but also I've been moving money over into my stocks and shares ISA. So I did have a general investment account. I wanted in a stocks and shares ISA for the tax benefits on that, but obviously they've all gone over in this financial year. So I just need to figure out how much I've got left before I up that. But it is something that I want to do moving forward, but it might have to be the next financial year. NS&I, so that is premium bonds, so it's just money set aside that's not earning interest, but there is a chance for you to win prizes that are also tax-free. It's just a bit of an emergency fund for me. I like that it's there. I like having that money sat there, and I like the idea that I could win. It almost like replaces, it's like having a lottery ticket and that excitement that you could win every month. I've not won anything yet, but I don't have loads of money in there. It's like a few hundred currently. But yeah, I just like the idea that I could win. I always put, I'm going to leave my savings for now just to see what I've got left over. I always put £100 into my Monzo. So this is just a separate account I have that I've got set up on Apple Pay, that if I'm buying a coffee or anything when I'm out and about, I just use that account. So that's like almost like my pocket money. My guilt-free spending pot goes into there. I would normally put 500 into my spending pots, but I do think I want to put a little bit more in this month, just because, well, firstly because I've made a little bit more money there, but also because I've spent more out of them as well. So do I put it at like 900, 700? I don't know, Ziggy, it's hard. I'm going to put 800 in to my spending pots. Or do I do 7? This is where it gets a little bit confusing for my brain, because I need to think ahead, think of what I need to spend, but I also need to think of what I've already spent. So some of my pots, which I'll show you in a minute, are looking really empty. It swings and roundabouts really. My savings isn't looking too bad. I've got plenty to fall back on in my savings should I need it in an emergency. My spending pots are looking low. I think I'm going to do 750 in there. And then I'm going to put 84.25 into my savings, which leaves me a buffer of £100 in there, which is what I usually do every month. Again, I need to look at that because that does seem to be dwindling a lot quicker than it was. I don't know if it's just the months that we're in where I've been spending more money than what I was in like January and February. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what that is for now. So total spend is a little bit more, but that's because I've topped up my spending pots. I've also put £50 more into savings than I did last month. I know some of you would argue that maybe I need to throw more in savings, but as I say, I have had a little bit of a windfall, so I have topped up my ISA, which is going to be really helpful going forward. I have no plans on spending it. It kind of is just going to sit with my emergency fund. So that £84 will probably go towards my savings to get, I want to get like a new office set up and get it done really nicely so I enjoy sitting at work, because currently it's where the wash and dries. There's a rail in there with clothes on, and my desk's just like in the corner with some boxes from when we moved in, and we've been in here for over a year. So I do want to just put some money towards that and put some more money towards the house. So that's what that £84 will go in with. But now we're going to move on to my spending pots. So before I get into my spending pots, I just want to go through what's cost me a lot of money this month. So I went to Paris, which was quite a last minute trip. So that kind of used all of my adventure money. I I didn't need to go into my savings anymore, which I thought I had said in the last video that I would do that guilt-free if I needed to, but I haven't had to, which is really good news. But yeah, that cost a lot of money, but we had a really nice time, had a day exploring Paris. We had a day at Disneyland as well, which was lovely because I am just a big kid. But yeah, a lot of money for a couple of days because obviously you're in a city centre and we went to Disneyland, which isn't cheap at all. Another thing that cost a lot of money was Ziggy's dental. He finally went in and got his teeth cleaned. They found another little few bits that they need to do with him, but we should be able to claim that through the insurance. But the dental, because it is just a teeth clean, we had to pay for that. Well, I had to pay for that, and it was, I think, 700, 600 quid. But thankfully, I thought I wasn't going to have enough for this either, but I had money on my account at the vets from an insurance claim that I'd put through, so I'd already paid for the treatment and then later on claimed on my insurance. So I had a bit of a refund there, so I used some of that. So again, didn't have to go into my savings, which was really good. Really happy about that. What else have I spent money on? We had a day ticket for Leeds Fest, so we went there. Also managed to get tickets for My Chemical Romance in Wembley. It's that time of year where all the tickets get announced. I've just bought tickets for Maximal Park this morning. I'm trying to just avoid the internet because I see more tours that I want to go to. And because we're that age now where 20th anniversary tours are a thing, which is exciting and sad at the same time. But you know, right. So let's get into my spending pots. Is a little one. The essentials is off the screen slightly, but you'll see my pots total now is £715. It's normally like 1,800 and something. So these sinking funds, my spending pots, whatever you want to call them, I've spent I think about £900 out of these over the last month, which shows that they are needed because I wouldn't have had that £900 if I was just not putting it anywhere. I would have just spent that £500 every month. Some months I'll spend a lot out of it, some I'll spend hardly any. Last month has been a really expensive one. Obviously the December, November, December always is as well for Christmas. But yeah, let's see where we're at. So we do have £750 to play with. I'm definitely going to need petrol, so I think we should put some in there first. I have just reset all of these to the amount that I have in. I hold mine in Plum. I will leave a referral link for Plum in the description for this video if you want to use it. I just use these graphs sort of for my visualization purposes, but also because I'm sharing it online and it's easier to show you it all in one rather than screen sharing from my phone. I do recommend Plum, but I am moving away from it to Monzo because I don't use as much in Plum as what I used to. So I used to use all the roundup features and all of that kind of stuff, but now I don't. So I am going to move away from it and not pay it. But that's just because I use what's it called, a zero-based budget. So if it takes any more money out, then I haven't budgeted for that to come out, if that makes sense. But if you're wanting something to sneakily save for you while you're not really paying attention, it is a really good app to have. But yeah, I'm going to move over to Monzo just because what I'm doing in Plum and paying for I can do for free in Monzo. But again, it depends what features you want. Anyway, currently in the middle of moving those over. But as you'll see, they are looking really, really low now. They were really high. I mean, Pig's pot was high obviously because I was saving for his dental. Adventure money was getting high because I was going to Paris, and both of those things have happened. So we just need to start again. So for petrol, I am going home again at the weekend. I'll have a trip into work, which is in Manchester. That's like an hour's drive away from here. And then just jetting about as well. So I think I am going to put in £150 into my petrol pot, which gives us, how much did we say we were doing? Was it 750? Yeah, 750. So I don't know whether it's really boring, but I don't know whether to just divide it by all of them. How much would that give us? So I've got £600, 11 pots to split that between. That'd be like 54-ish in each pot. But I think that some of them do need topping up more than others, to be honest. Let's start with Christmas, and we'll put £100 in here. I've also got my boyfriend's birthday and my sister's birthday coming up actually, so birthdays and gifts might need a good old top up for them. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put 150 into here, which means I've spent 300 of my 750, which gives us £450 left. Christmas is still looking, I mean, there's money in it, but there's not a load of money in it. And I think that maybe I need to just do something about that. Do 100 because I've got a little bit of extra money. Yeah, I'm gonna put 100 into Christmas and use the money that I've got extra. You know, put it to good use a little bit, because you never know what else is around the corner, do you? That's the thing. We are going away again. We've got a little weekend booked in Wales. I've paid off most of it, but I am going to need the spending money when we're there. So I think I will need. Oh, the thing's crashed. There, 100. I will need a little bit of money for when we go away. But it's going to be like we're in the middle of nowhere. We're just going to like walk the dog and stuff. So we won't need loads. And I do have another payday before that. So it's not the end of the world if I don't get loads in for that currently. 350, is that how much I've spent? No, 300, 400 I've spent. So I've got 350 left. Dental, again, I don't think I've got a dental appointment for a while. I've just fed the dog. He's got 2 bags of food. He's been to the vets. I might need more for him at some point. I'm going to put 50 in. I'm not going to need food this month. So I've put another 50 in there. So then I've got £300 left. I mean, fun money has been absolutely rinsed because of the My Chemical Romance tickets that I bought. So really, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 if you count car fund, but I've got a little bit of time on that. I don't need to put loads in that yet. I've got £300 left. I'm tempted to leave dental for now and just top the other ones up. If I do like 20s, so if I put 20 into here, I'm going to do the dates after. 20 into date night, 20 into out of friends, 20 into essentials. So essentials is just for things that I buy often that I run out of, like shampoo and stuff when I need it. I don't think I'm in need of anything. I've bought some supplements quite recently, so that should be okay for that. So then what's that? So then I've put £80 into those pots, which leave us with 220. I'm going to put some into self-care because that's looking empty. I like to have money in there to like get my hair done and stuff. I might put 660 into self-care, and I'm like going towards getting my hair done again, which would be nice. I want to change it up for autumn because I'm an autumn gal. So take away 60 from that, so I've got 160 left. I put 100 in adventure money and then split the 60 between dental and car fund. It's hard to know what the right thing is to do. I might put 30 into dental, 30 into car fund. So the way I've done it there, I've put money into all of them. Treat yourself, I don't put money in unless I like had loads of money left over, which I don't have. That's kind of more if I've been given money for birthday or Christmas, or like my grandma likes to give us money for like Easter and stuff. So that goes in there and I save that until there's something that I really, really want. I like having that money there. And I don't like spending money that's been gifted to us on like random things. So I like to keep that to one side. So I don't actually actively put money into that very often at all. So I've put money into everything, but I feel like I've spread it evenly and things are looking a lot better than they were. So I've got 1,565 now in my pots. So that has gone back up, which makes us feel nice. It's not as high as it was before last month, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there again. And that's the thing, it's just about planning ahead and know what you need. Like, for example, the car fund that I've got where I'm putting money in, like, old me wouldn't have thought of that until like the month before I needed it or the month that I did need it, and then I'd be knackered. That is it for this month. If you have budget, let us know if you do things differently. I know you are all waiting for this budget spreadsheet. I am going to do it this week. Um, if you follow us elsewhere, you'll know that there's been a few other things going on that's kind of got in the way of it. I've also been to Paris and Leeds Fest for the day, so I've been a little bit busy, but I do promise that it is coming. I'll do the full tutorial and also a link for you to be able to buy it. I am just going to do the budget tab first, and then the stuff with the pie charts I will do in a separate one. There is some issues with the formulas on it that I need to figure out. It's in Sheets. I do work in Excel, so I'll have to move it over and just make sure it's right. I don't want to sell you anything that's not going to work for you, so please bear with us with that. I know I have been saying for a while that it's coming. It is coming, I promise. Thank you for watching. If you got to this point, put the tent emoji, the little circus tent emoji. If you did get through this video, well done. I feel like this one has been more chaotic than normal. But yeah, I definitely think that pay rise has helped, and obviously going forward my pay will be a little bit higher. It won't be as high as it was this month. It will settle down a little bit. But yeah, it's going up slowly, which is nice. So I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.